gonna cut us off. Let's come back though. Let's wrap up. Let's come back. Right. I'm gonna get you right back.
Okay.
All right. And we coming right back.
All right.
Hey, I'm back on again. Sorry about that. Instagram, for everybody who doesn't know, Instagram, they have you on for an hour, and then after an hour they kick you off. So I apologize for cutting it off shortly, but we're gonna finish that conversation as soon as Nick gets back on here. I'm gonna try to pop him up real quick so we can finish that, because that was some good stuff he was dropping. Let's see if he comes back. I always feel like the old man when I'm trying to add somebody. This is when I feel my eldest, is when I'm trying to add somebody into the chat. But man, thank you guys for listening while we're waiting on that. Thank you guys so much for listening. I really appreciate it. Again, if you guys want to help me out, you can shoot out the flyer virtually to your people. We just trying to get one person at a time, 2 at a time. So it's nothing, super heavy, or anything like that. I'm not expecting you to put it on your feed and all that stuff, but we can only spread the word with y'all. So I need y'all help. All right. So if you really like the setup, you like what's going on, you like the interviews, I would definitely appreciate a share, something like that. Anything that'd be super dope. Let's see if Nick could come back, man. Nick might have pulled a baby face on me. That boy asleep. Nah, I know he got me. I hope he does. All right. Oh, here we go. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry about that, man. I was
taking too long, bro. I had to jet, man.
I was like, man, Nick might be out. That's like, you got an hour. That's it, baby. I'll see you. I appreciate you, man. That's a bad cup too. You got the little silver joint.
Yeah.
The little chalice.
Little goblet. Something.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. I got this mug. This is my mug that I got.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Shout out to Jania. Thank you for the mug. I love it. But yeah, man. So you were going on to the point of just doing for you.
I just think it's a fine balance between like self-promotion and yeah, I can't call it. It's such a different world now, and I don't think I'm that old, but from when I came on the scene, where everything was based on the elders deciding who was the next cat. And now with social media, like anybody can be viral for any number of reasons, I just think we have to find new ways to connect to the foundation and utilize it. That's why I'm so present and accessible on social media, because I feel like for many young cats, I'm the link to people who's not here anymore, and I found myself having to be perhaps an elder a lot sooner than I thought. But when you're called, you're called. I mean, you either respond to the call or you sleep on it. And my vibe is, it's incumbent upon us who touch those cats, who are connected to the roots of the music, to be the elders now and to keep those traditions going. So yeah, my vibe now is all about sustaining that Black cultural resource. And again, I think a big misunderstanding with BAM is that I'm somehow trying to draw a line in the sand and say who can or can't play it. And I've been very clear from the beginning that is not to say white people or any non-Black person can't play the music. It's about acknowledging where it comes from, because as Black people, we have been systematically marginalized and kept from the things that we create, kept from our culture.
Mhm.
And this music is our lifeline. It was basically how we reconnected ourselves back to Africa, to each other, in an environment where we were not allowed to speak our native languages, practice our native rituals, our spirituality, eat our native foods, and so forth. So when we couldn't speak our languages from our home uh, countries, we developed a new language in the blues. And to me, if there's anything that can be a healing force, not only for the Black community, but really when we look at Black music, it's brought the world together.
Yes.
This is a healing force for the world. I mean,
Yeah.
Michael Jackson is a star everywhere in the world. People who don't even might not even be able to speak English can sing a Michael Jackson song and may not even know what it means. So Black music has touched and brought together the world in terms of a global community. It's the first world's pop music. Louis Armstrong was the world's first pop star. And if you heard me say this before, excuse the redundancy, but I think it's important to keep noting that music is a balm, it's a healing force. And now more than ever, I think we need this musical community. We need the music. So it's inspired me to even go harder, to keep putting forth music and stuff out there. I know some people may be a little shocked at my videos or whatever, but I'm an artist. Like my shit, I put all the shit out there.
Yeah.
I'm an adult. Yeah, BAM is for the children, but I'm also grown. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and sex is
They
the life.
stay in a child's place. That's stay in
Yeah,
a child's place. There's certain
sex
things
is,
that are for the kids, and there's certain things that's for us.
yeah, that's it. You
You
know,
know.
yeah,
So
it's not my
there's
job to
a
watch
lot
your
of
children. Yeah. It's not my job to watch your children. You need to monitor what they're seeing. So, you know. And again, all these images come from YouTube. This is all PG, so I'm not putting stuff out there that's really not out there anyway.
Mhm.
So to me, um, I just think in all the drive for people to post stuff, keep the quality at a high level. Don't just be putting shit out there just to put it out there.
That's real.
You know what I mean? I think we need to be more mindful because it's so easy. You can just put some shit out there. Maybe you don't need to put that out there. It's just something to think about. So just as a mental check-in as an artist, we have to be responsible and make sure you can stand behind that which you put out.
Yeah. I
Question is,
think
why you're putting it out, and do you think this is going to add to what's out there? Is it, or is it going to detract?
mhm. I think too, as far as the BAM movement, I mean, it's not like you're putting out it's not like you're putting out hearsay. You know, you're taking you're taking a clip from Max Roach talking about how the word needs to change. You taking stuff from, I mean, we know Duke Ellington didn't like the word jazz. We know that Miles Davis didn't like the word jazz. So, you know, this word jazz, and plus, from what I know, the actual word jazz comes from a negative connotation. That in the first place,
Yeah,
you
I
know.
mean, it was JASS, which was jackass. So you know, but I think we have a short historical memory. So I'm not pulling this stuff out of my ass. Like there's a century's worth of history to support the things that I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just making this shit up, but I think we've forgotten about it. Shit,
Mm-hmm.
even I wasn't aware of it. Back, my great mentor and friend and birthday twin, Gary Bartz, was the one who
Yeah, shout out to Gary Bartz.
shout out to Gary, who turned me on to it and basically changed my life because I've been writing about this for years. And then I saw Gary at a McCoy Tyner show at the North Sea Jazz Festival, and Gary was the first person like who I heard in real time talk to me and say, "Yeah, they're playing that jazz," like disparagingly. He was the first person to use that word, and I was like, then a light bulb went in because I'd been trying to piece these things together, but I couldn't quite figure out like what was the problem with the music and what was the issue. And when Gary did that, I was like, oh shit, jazz is actually the problem. That's why everything is fucked up.
Well, you know what it. I mean, the word in itself, man. When if I tell somebody, yo, I'm going to check out a show, they'll say, dope. What show is it? As soon as you put jazz show in front of it, it all of a sudden it has a different connotation.
Yes.
And then you'll hear shit like, do I gotta dress up? No, you ain't gotta dress up. You know what I mean? And so a lot of times,
or they hit you with, nah, man, I want to have fun tonight.
That's the one. That's the one.
I want to have a good time.
And look, I love to hang. Anybody who know me as a person, know I'm with the hang all day.
Eat our native foods and so forth. So you can stand behind that which you put out. Yeah. JASS. Talk to me and say, yeah, they're playing that jazz, like disparagingly.
That's the one. That's the one.
I want to have a good time.
And look, I love to hang. Anybody who know me as a person, know I'm with the hang all day. I could kick it all day. Drink, we could talk shit, whatever, all of that. But the best times I've had is at a club playing the music. You know what I mean? Playing and sitting with your boys and having a beer. That's the vibe right there, And a part of this whole interview thing was like interviewing artists that have dope music out that maybe the mainstream doesn't know about. Like, hence the name Hidden Gems. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because everybody who listens to music, I feel like, should know the names of these incredible artists. But the radio, the people whose job it is to promote us, is like we're so stuck in tradition that we don't give it the room to breathe in order to get the exposure that we're looking for.
Yeah, and success in the jazz world is a dirty word. It's almost like you sold out if you're enjoying a certain amount of popularity or fame or success. And I don't accept that ghettoization of my music. Like, who get into this shit to be marginalized or ghettoized or second best? Like in hip hop, every rapper thinks they're the greatest MC of all time. Every artist. And there's never any problem with that. Mm-hmm. But if you're in jazz and you say I'm the greatest, whatever, motherfuckers are like, you arrogant, you this, you that. Like, why? Who gets into this shit to be second best? When I was 11, 12 years old, I got into it because I wanted to be as great, or if not greater than the people I was listening to on the albums. If not, then what's the fucking point? If you're not going to extend the legacy, given the amount of history and research that you're doing, and hopefully be able to add to that, then what's your fucking point? If Miles Davis had thought he would never be as good as Louis Armstrong, we wouldn't have a note from him. And I think that's a problem with the jazz mentality, is that it's so retrogressive. Shit has already happened. And if you think about what you're doing like that, then to me there's ultimately no reason in you doing it. And I don't accept that. I don't accept that idea. Like, yes, all due respect to the masters who came before, but I am striving to create my own legacy and my own music, not just pay homage and tribute to something that existed before me. Yes, I want to do that. And you have to do the homework, and you have to earn the right, I feel. That's why, my whole Verve catalog, I basically played the music from that standpoint. And when I did Dear Lewis, that was my postcard. That was me saying, thank you all. For all the masters. Thank you, Pops. Thanks thank the whole lineage for what you've contributed. But this is the last album that I'm gonna do like this. Now that's not to say I won't swing anymore or play straight ahead anymore, but I'm not playing the music from a standpoint of looking back anymore. I want to create music that speaks to my experiences as a young man in the world today.
Yeah. Well, man, I mean, you know, I can only speak for one, but you know, like I said, man, I think you're a genius. You're a living legend, man. I appreciate you being here with us. I think anybody who's listening can attest to that, man. You got love all over the world. And I do believe in my heart that the best days are to come. If I didn't think that, there's no, like you said, there's no point in doing this.
Absolutely.
It's no point in doing this, you know. I don't know, like I don't know what the agenda is with the planet and why they don't like to push the music that's gonna actually heal people.
Well,
but I think there's a way to figure out how to get that music to the people and to heal people and you know, to get this to you know, make the world a better place.
yeah.
And like I said, I'm a true believer that the best days for this music are coming ahead, and whatever the hell is gonna be called, you know, all we need to agree to is that we all keep pushing to make sure that we're doing the highest levels and being our highest self, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same thing here, you know, even with the quarantine, you know, I'm still shedding and all of that. Don't let the podcast fool you and think that I won't come bust your ass still. So, you know, but yeah. And I hope everybody's doing the same thing, working and, you know, taking the time to process. This is a crazy time. This is a crazy thing that's going on with us. But, you know, process at your own speed, work it out, and we're going to be all right, you know. And like I said, man, I appreciate you. I'm out of questions, all right? So I'm out, you know, but I appreciate your time, man. You know, you know, we got some more time, but it's totally up to you, man. I just appreciate you coming on and hanging with us, you know.
My pleasure, bro.
Yeah,
and,
yeah. So listen, cats, the next couple interviews, we're going to bring up some, you know, we're talking about hip hop samples on Friday. Let me think. Tuesday, I think I got Nicole Sweeney coming in, Velvet Voice. We're going to talk about the lack of black women in the jazz industry, the lack of black women, the lack of black men in jazz radio. We're going to talk about that. And then that next Friday, I have Ricky Riccardi, Louis Armstrong historian, coming in. We're going to talk about Louis Armstrong for an hour. So I'm trying to do some cool things. If you guys have ideas of who you want me to talk to next, please let me know. I cannot read your mind, so talk to me. All right. DM me, hit me up. You know, I'll do my best to try and get them on. Of course, word of mouth helps. So if you guys like everything, share this, talk about it. I am working on ways to put the interviews on YouTube. So I know somebody asked about that earlier. And again, Nick, thank you for your time, man. We're going to get out of here. All right. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
All right, bro. Peace.